Boom, boom. This is Kendra, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, got a little Soul Land reloaded up today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. On the screen, we have got SS plus Sea God Tang. He was just released in the first event here. Coming up, they got a nice little skin for him, too. So let's go ahead and take a look. So it is the, this is the last day for the actual event. So make sure that you got all your logins. The actual, resource exchange, this is tied in with the other of it, so this will be open for another extra day, so you don't have to super rush. But this does close today, so make sure if there's anything you want to get within here, which you should. I am going to be purchasing more within here. I just have to do some other stuff because we have another important event up, which is the time limited group buy, so I want to make sure I have some stuff out of that as well. So I haven't made a decision as to what I'm going to do as of yet, but I will take care of that. But anyway, let's get to the video. So, as you can see, huge jump in my BP, and this is because we've got wrong fully worked up. We'll go ahead and take a look at her here in a second, but let's go ahead and take a look at something very important. This is not what I was talking about. This right here, very important. The weekly gift bags are back, gentlemen, and these were good ones, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent one. We got the freebie. Of course, you get some deep sea silver. 60 SS shards, 25 twice, that's 50 SS plus shards, which will go a long way towards allowing you to complete some divine skills for your SS pluses. And then we've got the awakening, which we were hoping. This right here is 4,500, putting us well on our way to get into 3 weapons that we have to get if we want to do awakening on one of the 3 characters. Word I'm getting is that Sea God Tang San is total beast. So we will, of course, be working on bringing him up. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at Wrong. Wrong is our new healer. Now, she doesn't quite have as much BP as Bo. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've got the Dragon, SS Plus Dragon on. This is a ranged AoE. So that you really can't put this on. It's not designed for a healer, so I could not put that on her. If I did have that on her, she would probably end up going a little bit past Bo, but that's, yeah, not that. I've got the Devil Bird on her, and that's where it's a heal based soul, so that works out pretty good, and it's real close, as you can see. They're real close even with that, but we've got her all set for the most part. We've got everything set up. We've got everything 3. Okay, so we're looking for +4s. We got this at 100. I'd like to bring this up one more time, so that's my next thing I'm going to be focusing on, is working on that. We've got the soul bones. Again, move the soul bones over from the ones that were on Yet, of course. Got it over. Running the heal set. That's a rear sea god. Front pincer is from the double spider. This is a as you can see. Healing power is increased by 12. This is the one we're running. When the healing target's HP is below 50%, cast speed will be increased by 11. And then during PvP, taking damage is reduced by 4 if she's in the field. So this does not happen when she's off field. And then increased crit level resist of main soul masters by 102 points. So that's all. So this is really a healing based set, and it's a little bit easier to build as well. So that makes it nice too, and I want to thank the subscribers who pointed that out about that set. I really had not focused much. I've just been doubling up Sea Gods, but Sea God set's an attack set, so I really was not focusing that much on any of the other sets. I was just doubling Sea Gods up because I had enough of them. They're a lot harder to build because the chest is a lot less, drops a lot less than the other chests. The other chests for the SS Extendeds is more common. It's not all the time too, but you can get it usually fairly easily in some of the events. So that's where we're at on that. So so that's why I switched over. All right. So that's it. So again, those weekly gift backs, definitely want to snatch all of them up. They're great. Make sure you claim your Super Bunday. You should got a bunch of gems from that as well. Tab Limiter Group Buy. Of course, this is really make sure that you always get this, if nothing else. Like I say, we don't get SS Plus shards very often. This is a chance to get 10. Okay? a day. And guys, these event runs, okay, until the 14th. It's only the 8th today, and you can get 10 a day. So that right there is, so if you started doing this from the beginning, that could be 100 shards almost. So it's definitely something that you want to take in. It's going to be very close, but I'll be coming really close to being able to take this up another notch, upgrade it, which is very, very difficult considering it's an SS Plus. So that's something you want to do in. Continue with the animated related. It's fun. Just take your time, guys. Okay, it's not that difficult. Okay, just do it. You can purchase stamina if you want to, or you can just let it rerun the next day. I have not purchased any stamina as of yet. I don't see any time limit on the event. I think it's going to run until it's completed. So basically, as long it'll be up until you finish it. As you can see, I'm already almost finished with the second set. Going to be going to the third set. You get pop-up rewards all throughout, so it's just you get a bunch of resources and stuff. Unfortunately, this is for SWU, so I mean, they should have had this out a lot earlier, back when some of the more seasoned players were using S characters. They need to start offering SS sets, outfits inside of this. It's not something they do very often, so not something I'm going to be able to use, but I'll get it. Don't use S. I'll probably be using the SS Plus Woo, but that's about it. So that is what it is. Continue with the red packet drop. Once this ends, you get the gem, you get the diamonds, 4,013 diamonds right there. Useful, as you can see. That's one of the reasons I'm back up. Everything else is pretty much set. Lucky Treasure, make sure you do that. And of course, as I said, on the Sea God. And of course, the Quick Sea Festival was still open for another 7 days. So this is the reason that the mats that are being used inside of here will also be used, are partially used inside of here as well. So the little hair laces are there as well. So keep those in mind. But you've got another day to decide on that. But make sure you do claim all of the actual early ones. And make sure you've got 90. All right? Make sure that you have 90 shards for him. Let me go to the Soul Master sale here. Go down here to the bottom. You should have 90 shards for him, okay? The 50 that you purchased inside of the shop, and or is it the other way around? And 40 that you did in the normal mode. Yeah, 50 here, and the normal mode, another 40. You need 90. It's important that you get 90. If you do not get 90 here, you probably will not be able to get him in approximately a month and a half. All right? Because in 2 weeks, we're going to see another event for him. It's going to be named exactly the same thing. It's going to be called Sea God Tang. There'll be a Soul Master sale in there, and you'll be able to purchase 20 more shards for him, giving you 110. Okay? You'll also be able to spend 30, 40 bucks and get the rest of the remaining 20 that you might want if you want to get him a little bit earlier. Either way, you got to have, you need 90 this event, that 20 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks after that, they're going to have a new character event for Woo. I'm not sure what it's going to be called. It'll probably be, I don't know, Woo, Return of Woo or something. I don't know what it's going to be called. But anyway, inside of that will be a Soul Master sale. And there'll be a chest right here. And inside of this chest will be Sea God Tang San. And you'll be able to get 20 shards for him, giving you 130, enough to summon the character. Okay? So that's the way it goes. So you need to get the 90. So make sure that you run enough normal modes and make sure that you purchased those today. Otherwise, in about 4 to 6 weeks, you won't be able to get him. Okay, you'll have to wait until another event comes along where they have another chest, probably the 3rd week of the Woo event. Then they'll have another chest. But those 20 shards in that chest are going to be, you want to devote those to Woo so you can summon her. You don't want to have to be spending them on Sea God Tang San. Okay, so make sure that you get 90. So make sure that before the end of the day, when you click on this, you see 90 out of 130. Okay, enough bleeding that point. But as you can see, huge jump, 1573. Now, what is she worth it? Yes, 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 easily. Survivability is off the scale. All characters survive all bosses. I do not fall in any of the boss. Well, my survivability has greatly increased in the tyrant. Okay, the tyrant itself, that's a whole matter, dog. You're not supposed to survive that under any any circumstances. But I always get to the third level. You know, the first level is just standard bop bop. The second level, he starts shooting that laser. I always survive that. I don't really end up dying until the beginning of the third level when they open up those voids on the end and that they just start coming across the screen. I have not figured out how to avoid those yet. So because I'm behind him, because I'm avoiding the laser, but then those voids pop up behind him, so I can't get out in time. I usually last, but not for more than a few seconds. But beforehand, before I had wrong, only Ren and Rakashi BB Dog were usually the only ones that would be alive at the end of the Triad, okay? And this right here, they would be the only ones alive at the end of the Triad, okay? Now they're not. All four survive the Triad, and pretty much all four have pretty much all of their health as well too. So much longer survivability. That's pushed out big inside of the sec boss. Okay, I've seen probably about it's significantly higher amount of damage, and that's simply because she boosts not only she heals, okay, and she does an excellent job, but she boosts the stats, okay, and that's the key. She's giving that support, and that's what I said that we were going to see with her. I was worried about the healing because it didn't look very good on paper, but it's way better than Ayen's healing. I don't know if it's just the actual stat buff she gives that's making that seem better or what, but yeah, it just a world of difference having her as the healer. I mean, I was pretty sure she was going to be better because she was SS+, but I had no idea it would be this much better. So I've seen a large increase in my power, a large increase in the damage that I do, and a large increase in my survivability. So she is better in a better healer position than Ayen. Ayen's an SS, she's an SS+, so she's going to be better. I just did not think she would be that much better. But yeah, so yeah, definitely something that you should definitely go for her. Wise choice. And it's really important because, you know, we've seen the list, okay? We've seen what's going to be happening here shortly with the list. So we're not going to have another healer. It's going to be, so 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth character is going to be a healer, okay? She's going to be a triple S healer. I assume that she would be better than Wrong, but she might not be. The reason being, she's a healer, okay? Wrong is a healer, yes. But Wrong is not just a healer, and I think that is what's going to play a very big part in her viability going forward. I think that she is going to probably, let's face it, Ling Ling's stats are going to be better. Okay, she's a triple S character, so she's going to have better stats. What I'm hearing is that the triple S characters are not super OP. They're not going to break the game. They're not going to break the dynamic, which is exceedingly important. We didn't see that dynamic break when we went from SS to SS+. Slight buff in base stats, a little bit better in the skills, expected. And that's what they need to do with the triple S. A little bit higher stats, a little bit better in the skill buffs, okay? And I think that's what we're going to see. But, you know, yeah, Ayen had some support, but it was minuscule. She was a healer, okay? The problem is taking too much damage that a lot of times she couldn't heal. Plus, she died faster. Wrong does not die, okay? She's not died in anything. At first, I thought she wasn't. The first time I'd set it up and running, I thought she wasn't in my team. I thought I had accidentally put in Bo because nobody was dying, and then I saw, okay, well, yeah, that's her. She's just not dying. So she does, even when she gets thorned by the tree, she usually doesn't die. Okay, I mean, I come out of the tree, and everybody's alive, even the healer, which is unusual. But yeah, so she's just so much better than Ayen. Don't get me wrong, Ayen is an excellent second team healer. But even when Ling Ling comes out, there's a very good possibility that that will continue with Rong Rong, just because of the support she offers from a healer standpoint. It's not something you get very often. Usually, when you get a healer, it's a straight healer, and I think that's what she's going to be. It's what it. You can't really use the anime to term the base, but she's a straight healer. So we'll have to see if that holds true. Ayen is a straight healer pretty much too. She offers a little bit of an a speed buff, but not much. Rong Rong's geared. She has a lot more support than Ayen, and it shows. So yeah, definitely a character. She's definitely better. So you definitely want to go for her. So like I say, if you've been building Ayen, don't panic. Just take the equipment that you bid on Ayen. You can easily move that Soulbone set over to Rong Rong. Not a big deal. I took in mind that I was going to have some stuff to do, so I kept, I kept an eye on my avatar. I kept and made sure that I was going to have enough to do the upgrade. I could have put that on somebody else, but I knew she was coming along, and I knew she was going to be stable, so I was using that. My focus right now is mainly on Rin and her. Okay, Clear Sky is pretty much to the point where he's pretty much where I want him at this point. He's the best in the game because he's reached that point. There, when it starts out, a Tang Chen's slightly better, but as they get higher up in scale, everybody says that Clear Sky reassumes the lead as the best in the game. So I'm going to continue with him. But we got triple S's coming out, and the first two triple S's coming out are attackers, magic DPS and a physical DPS. So I'm not exactly sure if any of those are going to override. We'll have to see. Plus, I'm not sure how feasible. I doubt very seriously if they're going to. If they do the same offering setup that they're doing for the SS pluses, then yeah, that would be really nice. But I assume it's going to be a little bit more difficult to attain triple S's than it is to attain the SS pluses. Really, the SS pluses, you just need to make sure you participate in the event and log on when it's on. If you do that, you can get it. There's nothing special. I have spent zero money on this game. I mean, I've not spent 1 cent on this game. I started at the played it when it came out. Been playing it ever since. So all this VIP 10 that I've got, none of that costs money. That's all obtainable through the free VIP just by logging on for consecutive days. They give you in 20,000 VIP. I mean, and you can see all this VIP that I've claimed. Okay. 60, 240, 700, 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and then 15,000 in the last one. I haven't had to spend any money. I've been getting the VIP just like that. As long as you log on to the game each day, your crew, you get the VIP related stuff. So that's where it's coming from. But yeah, so she's an excellent character. I've been, rooming on her for 2 days. I finished her up yesterday evening. Well, actually yesterday morning. I spent yesterday evening playing around with her, running through, the sack boss and whatnot, running through the tyrant, running through the treant. I wanted to give a couple run-throughs before I made a determination, and yeah, then it's noticeable. You'll notice your survivability increases greatly. You'll notice you're doing more damage, and that's because of the buff she gives. So yeah, she's definitely something that you want to go for. So I hope everybody was able to get her. Now we have to look forward to see God Tang San. Word on the street, he's OP. So we'll have to see. It should be expected. I will actually not be that upset if he is OP. I mean, if you want, he's the star. I mean, he's the main protagonist, so he should, in actuality, be the character. And it's nice that they can introduce him. If you're playing the One Punch Man Road to Hero game, you can't get Saitama as a character. If you got, he'd be completely overpowered. You wouldn't be any fun. You'd just be beating everything with one shot. But in our game, over here at Soul Land Reloaded, we can use the main protagonist as a character, and he should be a little bit more powerful than the other SS pluses. That's a given. He is the Sea God. Okay, so I'm not going to be upset about that. We'll see what happens. overpowered, got a really good set. So we'll just have to see if he's something that we want to do. So let's go ahead and uh, see what we got down here. So I regenerated Yen, okay, to reclaim the shards and whatnot. This is the S version of Yen. This is not the SS version, S version. So most of, that's the way. Next one will be not wrong. BB Dong. S version BB Dong will be the next to be regenerated. As we're filling up the slots and we no longer need S characters. So he's got a pretty good setup. All right. So removes most disables and grants immunity towards them for 3 seconds. Decreases enemies' physical def by 10 and increases allies' HP limit by 40%. Deals physical damage equivalent for 20,000% of attack to all enemies one time. Of course, that can only be one time. You're doing that more than once, it would be ridiculous. And this is his base. Okay, so as you can see, we've got stuff. Right arm removes stun anomaly and teleports, increases attack by 20 HP limit by per 6 up. Level this skill will permanently increase attack. Normally when you level skills like this, it increases the attack speed. That's nice that this increases the actual attack. Activate the Devil Wheel Soul Bone, dealing heavy physical damage to surrounding enemies, decreasing their energy by 125 points. Summons a blue silver overlord spear to pierce the target, dealing heavy damage and knock back. And this is what I liked about it, to all enemies in its path. This is going to make him exceedingly important inside of PvP for those characters that tend to bypass the front line, namely Zoo. There's a few others that actually do it too. Plus there's a few characters I've noticed seem to ignore the front. They don't go for the tank. They immediately start focusing on the rear. Tang Chen, I notice, do that quite often. I'm not sure if that's just, I don't know, I'm not sure if that's an AI flake or if that's just happening, but this does knockback, so we'll be able to prevent encroachment, which is good. And then, basically the passive for your crits, Gravity Mud. Left boat increases critical damage, okay, and reduces taking critical damage. He's got some survivability built onto him. I was a little, and there's the A speed passive. This is a very important stat. So he's got a really. It sounds like he's going to do a ton of damage. If you look at they've got him listed as crowd control and heavy physical damage. So it looks like he definitely has the capability to do that. So he's a pretty good character. He's definitely got the skill set. Increasing that damage 20,000%. That's an amazing amount of damage. And I think that's probably why you consider him OP, is because he's going to be able to clear. He's going to be a beast in PvP. So we're going to start. We're going to kick in. We're going to start saving chests for him. Of course, I've got wrong 5, so there's no longer need for anything to be focusing on. I'll be ramping up. I'm not going to do anything for the next 3 weeks. Or for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I will not be doing any more leveling up. I've stopped on Tang Chen. I was hoping to get the 5th one for him. Didn't quite get there. I'm not going to waste the shards on him. Because it's, see, God, Tang Chen. We want to make sure that we can get him. And we're going to try to get him as maxed out as much as possible. I've already started accumulating attack rings and whatnot for him. So the minute I heard he was going to be the next character, I made sure that I had everything I needed for Wrong, which I did, and jumped immediately over to stacking the attack mats. So I should have enough mats to bring him up. And replacement in here is going to be, it's not looking good. Depending on how OP he is, we'll make a decision right now. The fact of the matter is, it's just we're going to have to see, what he's got and what we can do with him. The problem that we always have is, ranged attacker, and having both, clear sky, everybody's going to be so I don't know what we're going to do at this point. Uh, we're going to have to see. I don't know. We'll have to make a decision. But that's the fun of the game. We'll try something, see if it works. If it gets me better damage, then that's what we'll do. Survivability doesn't appear to be an option at this point. Having both of your DPS characters engaged in melee range might not be, so having clear sky and Tang Sand, Sea Guy Tank Sand at the same time, it might be a little bit too much for BB Doll or for Wrong to actually handle. I don't know. Plus, there's hidden weapons and spirit souls that work for melee. Having enough of them, so there's several things to take into account. But you basically want to have magic DPS and one physical DPS. Preferably, your healer is going to be ranged, but you preferably want to have your magic DPS at range too, if at all possible. But so having 2 physical DPSs, it's something I'll have to see if I can build. But he might overtake Clear Sky. If that's the case, then he'll replace Clear Sky. I'll just take the equipment that I got on Clear Sky, the God 3 equipment I have, and put it on him. I got no problem with that. So we'll have to see. But yeah, it's something we'll make a decision when we get to that. Right now we're not there. We're just moving along. So 1573, closing it on 1600. So we'll get there eventually. But yeah, so get in there, take the event. Don't forget about the Quixie. Okay, definitely plan ahead for those weekly gift bags because they are back. The last 2 or 3 weeks have been sort of kind of but they're back to being really, really, really good stuff. I mean, this is SS Plus, guys. It's not SS. This is SS Plus. 50 shards for that. That's well on the way to completing the levels of divine skills that's needed for the SS Plus characters. And you want to at least get 1 because they become infinitely stronger if you can at least get 1 of their divine skills online. But it takes 4. It's 4 and 5 levels. It's a little bit harder, of course, than the SS. But of course, that's no telling what the SS, triple S are going to be. And getting shards for them, of course, is something entirely different. But that's something we'll broach when we get to it. We'll have a video on that, of course. All right. So that's all I've got, guys. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to like and share the video, as it does help immensely. Also remember to subscribe. And of course, click on the bell and you'll be notified each time I drop a video. Ken Rear, still in the corner, signing out.